Welcome. As we observe the second Sunday of Lent, we are gripped by a very beautiful gospel, a gospel that is heard every year, whether it be from Matthew, Luke, or from Mark. We hear a narrative of what is called the transfiguration of the Lord. It almost seems as though it's a little out of sync with the rest of the celebration of Lent. You know, it's almost as though it's like a glimpse of Easter, and maybe that's why it's there. Why it's there as part of our Lenten appreciation of the Holy Scriptures, because of that event that took place with Peter, James, and John on that mountain we call Mount Tabor, when Jesus was transfigured before them in his glory. But there's something very important about that transfiguration scene that's underscored by the passage in the Scriptures, that there are two other witnesses of Jesus on either side of him that are very important for us as Christians to be aware of. Those two witnesses was Moses and Elijah. Moses and Elijah. Now, I think it's very important for us to understand why they're witnesses and what they're witnesses of. See, because Moses embodies the total, you might say, tradition of the law, of Mount Sinai, of the covenant that was made with the children of Israel. In a sense, Moses is, you might say, the legal authority of the whole Old Testament. And he stands there next to Jesus. And then on the other side of Jesus is Elijah. And Elijah embodies the great prophetic spirit, you might say, the spirit, you might say the spirit of God that takes hold of the prophets of old. And they're filled with power and glory of God. And they manifest the presence of God. They manifest a message that embodies, yes, what the Old Testament law said, but in a way that applied it to the present situation and demanded of people that they live out the message of the message of the Scriptures and of God's covenant with his chosen people. So it's very, very important for us to realize that these two witnesses, the prophetic witness, you might say, and the Sinai witness, the witness of the law and the witness of the prophets, which is basically the Old Testament. The Old Testament basically is written in three sections. The witness of the history of Israel and the law, the history of the prophets, and finally what they call wisdom literature, just reflections on God's way. These two witnesses are pointing at Jesus and saying in the Gospel of Matthew for Peter, James, and John that this is the one. Listen to him. This is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased. Listen to him. And we know that in a very real way, there's another figure from our scripture passage that we need to reflect on, and it's Abraham. And it's interesting. Abraham is as you know, the father of the chosen people. And right off the bat in the book of Genesis, God says to Abraham, I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you. And so, yes, he is the father of the children of Israel. From him came Isaac, and from Isaac came Jacob and Esau, and from Jacob came the 12 tribes of Israel. So, he is the father of the children of Israel. However, the book of Genesis also refers to him as in a different way. It says, I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. All the communities of the earth shall find blessing in you. All the communities of the earth shall find blessing in you. And as Christians, we know that this is fulfilled in Jesus Christ. He is the blessing of the fruit of the family of Abraham, because Jesus is truly of the children of Israel. He's truly of the Jewish nation. He is truly of them. He is certainly a son of Abraham, and thereby Abraham truly is the source of blessing. Shall find a blessing, and the communities of the earth shall find a blessing in you. A blessing in you. What a beautiful expression, that we should, all of us, be a blessing for each other. St. John Paul II spoke of Jews and Christians as truly being blessings for one another. If only we could do that, we would really, in a sense, manifest the love of God and fulfill what Abraham was promised, that all the communities of the earth shall find a blessing in you.